all the advice on the internet machine is saying that you should shop for real estate agents, you should shop for lenders. So let's ask the question, should you interview multiple real estate agents? Yes or no? My opinion, yeah, every single time you're buying one of the largest purchases of your entire life, put in that extra effort and interview multiple real estate agents. The nuanced piece of that is that if you have a really good real estate agent and you're going to choose to use a bad real estate agent because you're interviewing multiple real estate agents, that's stupid. And I hate that. And comment down below if you want to hear the full story of why I'm throwing that tidbit in there. But you're out looking around, you're seeing a whole bunch of different options on real estate. You're seeing people that are offering part of their commission back. Took me a while to actually find something like this. And you're seeing people that are offering TVs at the end of it. And one, you're like, is this even legal? Well, the simple answer is yeah, it's totally legal. If you close on a house, you can gift your client a cash reimbursement or a TV or whatever, as long as you close on the house. It's a totally different thing trying to be like, hey, look, dog, if you refer me people, I'll give you $500. That is very specifically illegal. But people reimbursing you after, totally fair, totally viable. You see a lot of real estate agents advertising that way. I would be aware on those people, the level of service that they provide, and if you sat down and talked to them, the amount of information that they could pass to you. Good or bad, right or wrong, I'm not commenting on that because if you can find a real estate agent that'll give you a TV at the end of it, and they're really skilled at their job, and they effectively communicate with you, there's 100% nothing wrong with it. Use that real estate agent. That's a great deal. 100%. Another flip side of it is you have other agents that say don't use cheap real estate agents. Don't use real estate agents that are giving you these reimbursements. Use me. I charge a full amount, but I provide a high level of service. I want to be super clear. Most real estate agents that charge full price don't provide the level of service that I think they should be expected to live by with the amount of money that they're making. So using an agent that has a reimbursement that also does a good job is always better than using an agent that charges the full amount but doesn't do a good job. So understand that. Interview multiple agents, assess those different things. So this brings us to the second point, though, on what functionally is the most important aspect of a real estate agent, and that is using somebody that cares about your needs specifically and what's best for you. A perfect example of Paden being a goose was I had somebody that's going to list their property at some point, and they came to me and they said, hey, look, I know that we want to wait to list it for these specific reasons, but if we sold it at a discount right now, could you find me a buyer that I net, 150K? And then we wouldn't have to list, we wouldn't have to worry about these problems. And in my greasy real estate agent mind or my naive mind, I was like, oh, perfect. It would be so easy for me to find him a buyer that nets him 150K. And that's what he wants. That's the logic that I'm using in my mind without ever thinking anything about it. Yeah, I can totally find that. And so I called my broker just to check on my thought process. And he said, no, you're an idiot. That's a stupid thought process. You Paden, not you, Paden, is creating reasoning so that he can sell houses and feed his family, but creating reasonings that are serving him and not the person. If I wanted to serve the person correctly, my advice should have been, look, dude, I get what you're thinking that there's these reasons right now at this moment that it would make it so that you would make less money if you list it immediately, and so it's better to wait. But just realize that if you really did want to list immediately, you would still net more than 150K if you put it on the market. So my advice, if you really wanted to sell right now today, should have been for you to make the most money, you should put it on the market. That's that's a core thing, and that wasn't Paden being greasy. That wasn't Paden trying to be a liar. It was Paden not even thinking. So thank goodness he called his broker, who's skilled and really pushes him to do what's best for his clients. That's what you should expect from your real estate agent, is providing service that services you the best and helping you understand the risks and the problems and the negative features of everything that you're doing in real estate. Perfect example of this is that you want to buy a house with 0% down because you don't have any money. Get it, it happens, whatever. So you're going to use FHA Utah Housing. And everybody all around you is like, that's so great. It's so smart for you to buy a house. And you real estate agents, like, buy a house so I can make some commission. And not a single person sits you down and says, look, dude, I appreciate you wanting to buy a house. And I understand that everybody acts like real estate's the quickest way to wealth. But if you could sit down for 6 months and save up the $9,000 to $12,000 for a 3% down, it would make it so that your fees would be like probably $4,000 less. And I know it looks like that those costs aren't there, but they are. At some point, you will have to pay that money back, and it'll take you longer if you do 0% down to pay off the loan and get into a comfortable place with your equity of your home. Like whether he takes that advice or not, your real estate agent should be talking to you more about that, or your lender more specifically. But somebody should be explaining to you the positives and the negatives of the decisions that you're making for the sole purpose of they are trying to service you. Sorry, they're trying to service you. They're trying to do a good job for you in helping you understand it. And it could hopefully save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Your agent should help you with those tens of thousands of dollars decisions and push you in the correct direction. And especially with due diligence and inspection and finding answers for you. So the second point is super simple. Find a real estate agent that services you and your needs above everything else. I know a $500 TV sounds super appealing, but a $500 TV back and then not understanding that you've got a septic sewer mainline lateral that's going out that's going to cost you $15,000 because you didn't want to spend $130 and your real estate agent didn't advise it because he didn't want to rock the boat because he didn't want to lose the deal. Be aware. And if you find somebody that'll give you a TV and does care enough to give up the deal to make sure that you are safe, then that's great too. But understand those differences and the importance of somebody that's in your corner and is really skilled at their job. So, your third question is, Paden, okay, you're rambling. You're rambling more than I like you to, but you're rambling nonetheless. How do I find? What are some things that I can do to find a really good real estate agent? First things first, you know what you can do? Go and look at their reviews. Every single time, just go to Google, go to Facebook, Zillow, and look at their reviews. You'll notice I'd be concerned that I've got a 5.0. Why do I got a 5.0? The second thing that you should be looking for, make sure that their reviews are in depth and saying their name and saying what they did. They should be explaining the process that they went through. They should be in depth. If you see a bunch of reviews that look like this, Hayes Brown, Paden was very informative and great to work with. You know who Hayes Brown is? Hayes Brown's a buddy in Chicago that wrote me a review because he was trying to help me out when I first started years ago. If you only see reviews like that, that's probably not people that have provided the level of service that is needed for them to assess the skills of that real estate agent. You want reviews like that guy at the top. You know what? Heidi left a good review. It was a very specific situation. She talked about the specific services that I provided. You know, the second thing you should kind of be pondering, sit down and talk with your real estate agent. I know it sounds silly, but they really should have some kind of a program to explain to you the process of buying a house and some of the things you should be aware of. Every single time in Utah that you're buying a house and the real estate agent sends you a contract, make sure that the contract is contingent on a due diligence and that you've got a due diligence period. I tell every one of my clients, and I've never made a mistake once. I always click due diligence, but I tell them to double check it anyways because they should understand why it's so important to have that time frame to inspect the house, and they should always be looking for something on the contract and making sure and double checking just to help me out. So, okay. So, look at their reviews. Make sure that they've got a process of helping you buy a house, and that at least gives you a good barrier of if you interview 3 agents and you look at all of those things, you sit down and talk with them in depth about buying a house, you're going to start seeing clear things that real estate agents, the good and bad real estate agents do. And a real estate agent saying, you know what, my philosophy on buying a house is that I need to service my clients well. If that's the sole statement that they make, you know what, I'm going to do my full face for that. If somebody says that their entire philosophy on buying a house is that they want to service their clients correctly, but they provide no details on the process that they provide, and they're just saying that statement, that's a salesman tactic. You should be careful of it. They should be able to provide in-depth understanding of what they're trying to do to make sure that you are serviced correctly in buying a house, and they're trying to have your back, and they're trying to make sure that you buy a house correctly, and that you're, at a bare minimum, understand all of the risks as best you can that you're taking. No, 100%. Real estate agent, a real estate agent can say, I think you should get a sewer scope on this house because I see 2 trees out front and the home was built in 1980 and it doesn't look like it's been changed out since then. And they can decide not to get a sewer scope. There's nothing a real estate agent can do about that, but they should at least have some kind of idea of being like, this is a risk that you're taking, and it could be anywhere from a $10,000 to a $25,000 risk. You should be informed. Okay. Whew. That's all I got for you today. I hope that you find this helpful. Comment down below some of your expectations that you would have for a real estate agent, that you wish a real estate agent would have done for you. And give this video a like. I would super appreciate a big old like on this video. I got 3 on my last long form one. It's just really great seeing them. I'm trying to get over 100 views, so maybe send it to your buddy too. Other than that, I just appreciate you watching. If you're looking to buy or sell a house in Utah, reach out, comment, email, whatever and whatnot. Other than that, hope you're having a great day, and bye-bye now.